If you're in the south sound of Washington right now and you've had your eye on the real estate market and you've heard some things and you don't know who to believe, this update's going to be for you. So real quick, I want to tell you about the two biggest changes that have happened in the last 30 days. Then I'll go into the numbers. So if you're looking to buy or sell, you'll have a little more information. I'm Aaron Thomas, and I run a real estate team based in Thurston County. And because we sell quite a few homes and we really closely look at the numbers, it allows us to provide you the best possible up-to-the-minute information and without any BS. So everybody pretty much already knows this. The market's just been kind of churning along. It's been good. People are saying there's lots of bids and everything. But I want to talk about two things that have really changed in the last 30 days. So number one, you've heard there's lots of offers. That's starting to change. So the intensity is backing off. And what I mean by that is the homes that we would see have 10 offers now seem to have 5. The ones that had 6 now have 2 or 3. And that's a good thing. So the intensity is the biggest change. Intensity is backing off. I can tell you why. There's been solid months of new listings entering the market at higher numbers. So there's just more properties available, although it doesn't seem like it. And the second thing is buyer fatigue. This has been a real thing. We've had people that have just been tired of making a bid and maybe not getting the house. And so we're starting to people just kind of pull back, maybe pause their search a little bit, which creates some opportunity for the others. So now we're seeing more people start to win, hence less people looking. So less offers. So again, less intensity, less offers, buyers pulling out of the market. All these things just lead to not as much competition, which is a good thing. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So the new listings. So check this chart out. So we've got 578 to 599 to 670 for a 12% increase. So there you go. Lots more listings coming on market, and it's up about 36% from this time last year in July. And keep in mind, this time last year in July, we're still dealing with a little bit of COVID. So it's looking like it's way, way up. It's not incredibly up. It is statistically, but that's due to COVID. One of the biggest things that you'll see is that each month, for this year, we're setting records. Records mostly in the amount of activity. And so you saw that with the last chart and the new listings. 670 was a record. On this chart, what you'll see is this is a record as well for pending. Pending are the homes that are under contract. And in the last month, we had 682, up from 631, up from 508. So we're setting records. And since last year was COVID again, a little bit of fallout from COVID, we're up about 7%. So 640. So what does it mean? It means that a lot of people are buying houses right now. So everybody's complaining about the homes that are available, right? Like there isn't enough. And according to this chart, there's more than last month and there's more than the month before. So there's insatiable demand right now. That's all it is. But statistically speaking, we're continuing to see about the same amount of homes that are active at the first of the month. It is less than last year by 13%. And I expect this to hold consistent because there's more and more people listing. But until the market really changes, expect this to continue. So a lot of people won bids last month. And you can see from this chart, 561 people got into homes in Thurston County, residential houses, up from 457 and 458 the month before. So what does it mean? It means about 23% more people got into houses, and houses are still selling. Fairly easy. And how does this compare to last year? About 33% higher. So we're selling a lot of houses right now, and that's a good thing. So the last few months we've seen what we call months of supply. That's the number of homes that are kind of a measure of how many are on the market at any given time and how long it would take for all of them to sell. We saw that building from 0.3 to 0.4 to 0.5. We saw a little dip this past month, back down to 0.4. And the reason is that last chart I just showed you. We had a lot of people buy homes, a lot of people win bids, a lot of people get in, and so that inventory is still very low. So expect this to be the case throughout the summer. And how this compares to last year is that it's much lower. Everybody knows that. Well, if you're paying attention to real estate, you do. But it's lower. So expect that to continue for another year or so before we see that supply build back up again, barring something really strange happening with the market. So how long do houses stay on the market right now? Well, if they're priced good, you can see here about 5 days, and that's the median. So the average is still quite a bit higher, and that's because there are still some homes that don't sell, albeit very few. But right now, if a home is priced to sell and there's no issues, it's selling in about 5 days. And I don't anticipate this to change much. It's because a lot of people are listing homes on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, accepting offers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that adds up to about 5 days, so it makes sense. And what goes hand in hand with that is the average number of showings. So how many people go through a house before it sells? And this as well continues to stay the same. So as the market is continuing to churn, expect this to continue to stay about this same as well as the days on market. And if you own a house, this is probably the only point you care about, right? Is what's the average home sell for right now? What's it selling for? And as you can see, we topped 500,000. This is for residential homes in Thurston County. We broke over $500,000, $500,000. It was up about $14,000 from the previous month, which was pacing a little bit higher than 5,000 the month before that. And it culminates in the last rolling 12 months, house has gone up $102,324. So I know what you're probably thinking, that's a lot of numbers and that's a lot of information. And where do I fit in as a buyer or a seller? So if you're a buyer, here's what I'd do. You're probably looking at these prices going up and wishing you would have already bought. And that's totally fine. Real estate is a long game. I think you should still look, and I think you should be selective, partner with a great real estate agent and lender, and try to get a house. There's no reason to be intimidated by what's going on. Markets go up, sometimes markets go down, but like I said, real estate's a long game, so definitely give it a shot. If you're a seller and you see that your price is higher and you want to know what that looks like for you, you may want to sell, you may want to buy at the same time. You don't know where to start. That's totally normal. Just reach out to us. Be more than happy to walk you through what your options are.